Mermaids. What are mermaids? What started these fantastic legends and why? In this video, we'll take a closer look at the mythology and history that spawned these captivating creatures. Mysterious and alluring, like the ocean itself, merpeople rule the fathoms below the waves. Yet, mermaids take many different forms depending on who you ask. From fierce to flighty, beautiful to terrifying, friend or foe, they never fail to capture the imagination. Some people say that mermaids are just silly fish stories told by sailors to satisfy their boredom at sea, or even to give shape to their superstitious fears. It is believed by many that sailors would look over the side of their ships and see manatees or dolphins just below the waves, and then, confused by their own distorted reflection on the water, they would believe they had seen a creature that looked half human and half fish. The classic description of a mermaid is a sea-dwelling creature whose top half resembles a beautiful woman, but whose bottom half is a long fishtail. They are usually described as elusive, only appearing briefly for a quick peek at the surface world, only to swiftly disappear again beneath the waves. Mermaids are said to be collectors, gathering up human treasures from sunken ships and storing them in great hidden hoards to admire. They are also believed to have lovely singing voices. The idea that merpeople love to sing and are fascinated by music most likely stemmed from the connection between mermaids and sirens. Many people confuse mermaids with sirens, creatures from Greek mythology. It is believed that the Greek tales of sirens came first, and then they eventually grew and shifted into stories of mermaids. However, sirens are very different from mermaids. Where mermaids are half fish and half human, sirens are half bird and half woman, with enchanting voices. And they were known to use their mesmerizing songs to lure sailors to destruction by coaxing them to crash their ships on the rocky shores of their island. Because of this association between sirens and mermaids, a lot of mermaid lore has evolved to depict these beings as villains, terrifying sea monsters, to be feared and avoided at all costs, instead of the lovely, friendly sea folk that usually come to mind. In Peter Pan, mermaids are shown to be somewhere in between these two extremes. The beautiful Neverland mermaids were not evil and violent, nor were they kind and curious, but instead they are shown to be something in between. They were silly, vain, and playful to a fault. They loved Peter Pan, yet they were so petty that their behavior towards other people became annoying to the point of malevolence. Jealous of the attention Wendy gets from Peter, their teasing and splashing became dangerous, and Wendy was nearly drowned.
Oh, how sweet. Are mermaids not sweet?
They'll sweetly drown you if you get too close.
Their one redeeming quality was that these mermaids did also have beautiful singing voices. In Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, Harry and the other competitors in the Triwizard Tournament come face to face with mermaids during a trial requiring them to rescue loved ones who had been taken into the Black Lake. The mermaids in Harry Potter's world are musical, but their songs can only be heard from underwater, because when heard through the air, it sounds like horrible screeching. The mermaid's appearance is described in the book like this. The merpeople had grayish skin and long, wild, dark green hair. Their eyes were yellow, as were their broken teeth, and they wore thick ropes of pebbles around their necks. Even though the merpeople in Harry Potter were rather fish-like and seemed aggressive or warlike, The Harry Potter lore explains that merpeople in warmer waters tend to take on a more beautiful and peaceful appearance, like the images of mermaids most of us are accustomed to. Perhaps the first instance of a mermaid tale depicting these creatures as relatable characters instead of vicious monsters was The Little Mermaid by Danish author Hans Christian Andersen in 1837. This legendary story featured a mermaid as the protagonist instead of a villain. She gives up her wondrous life in the sea in order to gain an eternal human soul. Yet, unlike in Disney's beloved retelling of the story, in Andersen's original version, the Little Mermaid doesn't live happily ever after with her human prince. Instead, she essentially dies to spare his life, turning into sea foam when she fails to win his love away from the human woman to whom his heart was promised. She does get a kind of reward in the afterlife for her selflessness, but it's far from the dream she pursued. And so, where the Disney film presents an inspirational message about the importance of following your heart, Andersen's story, like most fairy tales, serves as a gruesome warning. In this case, a warning to not wish for more than you have and to never forget your place. That's quite a stark contrast in messages, and even though I highly recommend reading the original tale, I personally prefer Disney's interpretation. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. It's no wonder we have fallen in love with the idea of mermaids. Who wouldn't want to explore the mysterious secrets of the ocean floor and experience the magical undersea world of mermaids? Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, and don't forget to subscribe for more mysterious myths.